You are now tuned in to Picks and Push Sports Talk Radio.
Yo, welcome back.
Welcome back, young world. What's going on?
Welcome back to episode 3. What's up, brother? Welcome back to you as well, man.
My G, episode 3, we here. We appreciate you.
We here.
Hey, man, so listen, we ain't gonna hold the people hostage, man. What we got for them today?
Today we got, we can't go today without talking about the coronavirus and the impact on sports and the tremendous impact that's having on not just the players and the sports, just everybody.
And life in general.
You know what I mean?
Our lives.
Yeah, man. You know, sports take away stress.
Yeah, it takes away the entertainment.
Keep you occupied.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's some people's getaway. You know that we definitely got to talk about that.
Yeah, and then we're gonna jump into those moves in the free agency of the NFL because there's been a lot of head scratchers that's been going on that I really don't understand. And not only head scratchers, I have a couple things I want to throw out there. So if it happens, y'all heard it first here on Pits and Push episode 3.
Sports Talk Radio.
What else we got? We got the coronavirus. We got the free agency.
We got the CBA.
Oh yeah, they
just got a new joint that's going to last until 2030.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about that.
And that's crazy because the players. We're going to talk to the young world about that. I think it goes into the mindset of the difference of an older player, of somebody who actually takes the time and read from the top bottom, and not a generation such as ours where they read from the middle down and they only grab those things that are effective or that they feel may be effective to them. And I think this deal was one of those deals that this was like a millennial-led, let's approve it type deal, and I have a couple theories, and I believe why the deal was ratified as quick as it was.
I think the deal is pretty good for the players. But other than the extra game.
Nah, I don't think it is. But we definitely want to get into that. But hey, man, like we said, sit back, enjoy, relax. Episode 3, Pits and Push.
Sports Talk Radio.
Yo, welcome back, man. Welcome back. Episode 3. Pits and Push Sports Talk Radio. So listen, we're just going to jump right into it right now, man. We're going to go ahead and jump into the free agency moves for the NFL that have been going on for the last couple of days. And I'm going to be quite honest, I've seen a lot of free agency moves that did not make sense, but I've never seen a lot of free agency moves that did not make sense.
It's not going to make sense at the end of the day. You want to know why it's not going to make sense?
Why?
Because it's a business.
I don't like the aspect of it's a business when I feel like, and it's not towards what you just said or at you, but I don't like how it's a business when the owners make a decision. When the owners make a decision, it's a business. When the players want to make a decision, it's not a business, it's greed. I don't like that. When Lev Bell wanted his money, everybody said he was greedy.
It's greediness or selfishness when it's come from a player.
Right, but when it's the owner, it's business. We need to change that perspective, especially amongst us, because the bad thing about it is, it's African Americans that tear African American players down for wanting the money that they worth.
Yeah.
But
that's why I like, I know we're not on that topic now, but that's why I think the CBA is important, because they get some leverage with, the owners. With that, they get to dictate some of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm glad. I like the new CBA. It's better, even though we ain't on that topic right now. But I think that goes hand in hand with the CBA. Because that gives the player back some control over that. You know what I'm saying?
So let's jump right into this, right? So it's only fitting that we start off with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay. And we don't have to go team for team because that will be here all day. Mm-hmm. But I feel it's only right that we single them out.
Okay.
And only because that's our squad. We could do that. We can do that with a lot of teams. Mm-hmm. But specifically with Pittsburgh, I'm gonna tell you what grinds my gears when it comes to the Steelers is that we don't make the moves that are necessary in free agency to put us in position to go into training camp already ready to and propelled to go forward. We make moves in the middle of the season. Like, there are so many teams out there that were letting go of players that could help the Steelers right now. And the Steelers don't make moves.
Steelers never been like that.
But they gotta get out of that mold.
Yeah, I agree with you. But the Steelers, to the Steelers' defense, they've never really gone out and got that big free agent signing that they should have done.
I agree with them.
Maybe we'd have had another Super Bowl by now if they would have did that.
I agree with the Minkah Fitzpatrick deal. I did in that first.
Great pickup, Steelers.
I disagree because we gave away a first round, I believe, a 7.
Nah, but he's
I disagree. But when I seen, but I followed Minkah when he was at Alabama, and I thought he was good then.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt that when we acquired him, I felt we were reaching because I felt our season was over. I'm going to be honest. I had no hope in our season going the way it did, especially with the myriad of injuries we had on the offensive side. He plugged in and he made our secondary and our defense
around.
look great. Now, in respect to that, the Steelers free agency, what do we need? We need linemen. Ron Foster's retiring. We need a running back. I've always said Connor wasn't the answer. Never had
Connor,
but Connor's not the answer. I said it when Lev Bell was holding out. I said it then. I said Connor is not durable. Connor has never been durable. Now, it's not a shot at him, but watching him from Pitt, he's always been injured. I love his personal story. I love his fight through cancer. He can't block.
Listen, you beat cancer, you all right with me, bro.
I agree.
Look, bro. I love Connor, bro. Maybe his fight with cancer, maybe his bones and all that ain't as strong as they used to be. Maybe that chemo.
And it makes
you gotta take that in perspective. This dude fought cancer, came back and played and was balling.
And you're right. It makes your bones.
Everybody forget about that.
But he was injury prone before he had the cancer. He was injury prone before that.
I followed him at Pitt. I don't remember him being that.
Yeah, he was injury prone before the cancer.
Injury prone and before the cancer.
My thing was this: you had Devontae Freeman out there, still out there. You had Todd Gurley out there, right?
I wouldn't have took Gurley though.
Right, because he got a lot of injuries.
I know.
But that's my problem. He has unknowns. I'll take Gurley's unknowns instead of Connor's because I know what I can get from Gurley even injured. Bruh, I'm not sold on Connor, bro. Not even a little bit. But in the free agencies, I agree with the Watt brother we picked up. I agree with the Watt brother. That's a fullback.
We need a fullback. We need to get back to that affirmation a little bit.
Right. I liked it because I like his pedigree. I didn't like it because I was a fan of Roosevelt Nix. Nix was injured.
Oh, we let go. See, I didn't know that.
Nix is gone. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I like Nix. But Nix stayed hurt.
Last year he was hurt. Other than that, he's been healthy. He's been an ace on special teams as well.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just his fullback position where he was an ace. He was a key contributor on special teams. So we pick up Watt. I like that. Then we pick up Eric Ebron. I like that because we need a tight end.
And he can block.
He's a security blanket. And we picked up Steven Wisniewski. He's an offensive tackle. I like it. But the things that we need the most to put up points, because our offensive line wasn't our issue last year. Our play was who is behind Ben. Those quarterbacks we got behind Ben ain't nowhere near the answer.
They was talking about like we was going to sign Winston.
I'm with that.
I'm with it too. But
then we look at the rest of the free agency moves, and that's just Pittsburgh. Mind you, we need receivers and we need running backs. We don't have a number 1 draft pick. That scares me because there's a lot of running backs in the draft that we'll talk about later that we could get and that would help us now, like Taylor out of Wisconsin, that we won't even have the chance to get because that Minkah Fitzpatrick deal.
How many of our first round picks
pan out?
It's always our 4th, 5th. 6th round picks for the Steelers.
I would say
which plays credit to their recruiting because they always find a gem out of the draft.
I agree with you, but it's only been the last 3 or 4 years where our first round picks have been bust. I agree with that. But then we look at the rest of the league, right? Tell me your thoughts about this because We said Todd Gurley was injury prone. Todd Gurley helped propel the Rams to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
David Johnson for DeAndre Hopkins. How crazy is that?
Well, the story on that is that what's his name, O'Brien, they coach. They said he was like a cancer in the locker room, which I don't believe. D Hop to me ain't no cancerous type dude to the team, but he said he was like, I guess he compared him to Hernandez.
Let me tell you.
You see that interview with Michael Irvin?
I didn't. But to that regards of O'Brien saying that B Hops was a cancer in the locker room,
or he had too much power over the team.
O'Brien, let me say this to you. I wish you was listening to our podcast. B Hop was there before you got there. This man has took passes from over 9 different quarterbacks in his NFL career. He was never labeled a cancer before. He has never had any issues in the locker room, and he had multiple people throwing him the ball, but yet he still topped 100 receptions a year. This man has never seemed like a selfish player. And yes, there may be things going on in the background, like there always is. But like, are you serious? Last year you got rid of Jadeveon Clowney. That was the dumbest move you could have did because it exposed your defense even more because you had no pass rush. Because when J.J. Watt went out and you thought Jadeveon Clowney was less of a contributor, it proved so mightily that you were wrong. You let go of your number 1 defensive player, and I love J.J. Watt, but J.J. Watt is good on the rush. When it comes to pass protect, when it comes to pass, drop back, and when it comes to being able to cover a tight end or a running back, Jadeveon Clowney was able to do that. J.J. Watt can't. And you let him go for what? And you got nothing but a 6th rounder for Jadeveon Clowney. Then, this year, you let go of the best receiver in the league. I don't care how many catches Michael Thomas had. DeAndre Hopkins is a game changer. Period.
He is, bro. And I might have used the wrong term, not a cancer in the locker room. He said he had too much power. I guess amongst his teammates.
What
but to me, I feel that that's good.
That's a leader.
Because I could go to you to communicate something that I need to communicate with you, and you gonna make sure that it's passed down.
Exactly.
But look, he was talking about, he got, I don't know how many kids he got, but that came into play. Oh, his baby mama's hanging around around by the locker room. I don't like his, but I don't know. It sounds petty to me.
If they met his wife, I'm pretty sure his wife be around there too. That's the business side that I say I don't like. That's that business side because he is now the general manager of the Houston Texans.
I respect D Hop, bro. His mom, his mom blind, right?
Yeah.
He take
and that man do everything he can for his mom. That's why I say for somebody like him, he to me is a humble person.
Yeah.
And everybody has their flaws. There's not one person that's perfect. But Hop, no. I'm sorry, O'Brien. You lost again. You lost last year with the Jadeveon Clowney, and then you lost again this year. Because your defense was your Achilles heels last year. So what you think you're going to win this year with Stills and my man, the quarterback turned receiver from Ohio State, Smith? You think you're going to win with them? Come on, man. No. All
right. It's yet to be seen. We still got the season to play. Maybe you're right. Maybe you be wrong.
And I spent too much long on him, but that grinded my gears, bro.
No, it's cool. I was mad when I heard the story with Michael Irvin because Michael Irvin interviewed him after that, and Michael Irvin was on NFL Network and he explained everything. I was like, wow, that's
interview Hop?
Yeah, right after all that, he said, man, he called D Hop into the the head coaches, and then he got to comparing him to Hernandez and all this, and talking about his baby mamas, and it's crazy. Like if you got NFL Network, they probably got that on replay, bro, because Michael Irvin was going in. But let's talk about this Brady move, man. TB12, man.
Hey,
as much as I can't stand him, I love him, bro.
Hey, listen, I can't stand Brady for the simple fact that this man
I like Brady, bro.
Has killed the Pittsburgh Steelers
for years.
This man
you can't do nothing but respect the guy.
14 Pro Bowls, 9 Super Bowls, 6 wins. There's players in the Hall of Fame that ain't never been to the Super Bowl, bro.
Hey, before we say anything, shout out to my Super Patriots fans, man. Shout out to young Rowan Vern, man, from the HI Double. Man.
Yeah, I give it to Patrick,
Yeah,
man.
man.
I argue with him a lot about the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots, and I lost a lot on those bets. But
Me and you both.
I didn't agree with that. I feel like if anything, New England should have done right by Tom in this
Jay should
situation
have retired the Patriots.
because he done right by them, by Nat saying, "Listen, do you know who I am? Do you know how many teams want me? Do you know how many teams, if my name hit that waiver wire or my name hit that free agency ticker,
Right.
you know how many teams is at my door? Like they're waiting for me. They're lining up. All 32.
Right.
I don't care who they got on their team. All 32 teams want me.
Yeah.
And he has never been the highest paid quarterback in his entire 2 decades of playing. How?
You gotta retire that man, a Patriot. I think, but like, I think it's some turmoil between him and Belichick. Who knows what's going on between them?
Have you ever seen a quarterback?
Is it because Belichick we won these 6?
No.
Or is it because TB12 we run these? I think it's a combination of both, bro. They couldn't have done it without each other.
Well, one, Belichick, you're right. The coach, he governs everything. I give him that. However, when you got defensive coordinators like Romeo Crennel and then you got the Joshua McDaniels, your offensive
Tremendous
coordinators,
staff.
right?
He has a tremendous staff.
All he's doing is looking down and like, all right, so you're supposed to do that. When it comes to the offensive side, he ain't had no hand in that. He don't call plays. It was McDaniels, but at the end of the day, Tom Brady is the only quarterback in my lifetime. I can't speak before 38 years. I can't speak before 38. Before 38. But Tom Brady is the only quarterback that in my lifetime that I've seen that was able to elevate and make the players around him better, not need star players to help him rise.
You don't think it was the system?
No,
Why?
because even when Josh McDaniels left, they still won the Super Bowl.
They were still running the same
No,
system.
they
Yes,
didn't.
Yes, they were, bro.
I have to check that. I don't believe that.
When have you saw the Patriots be a West Coast offense? Never. They're all short passes, throws to the running backs, over the middle. Every now and then they'll go deep. But it's, everything is, look, if you go back and review any Patriots film, the ball's out of TB's hands within 3 seconds.
But I think that takes
3 to 2 seconds.
I disagree with that because that takes away from the geniusness of him. One, Tom Brady plays the quarterback position better than none other because Tom moves defenses with his ass. So Tom can look to the left quickly and know where his throw to the right is, his route to the right. I don't believe Tom has a number one route. I believe Tom already knows where everybody's supposed to be on the field. And the expectation that he has of them, and you see it in games, he's fiery at them. I don't care who it is, whether it was Gronkowski,
great leader.
Hernandez.
He's a great leader.
But I fail to believe that it was the system that made him good. Because if you want to go back, Tom Brady was good when he was at Michigan. Tom Brady was a G then.
He was good. He wasn't as good as he was when he turned pro. Bro.
He wasn't. But
he was
none
good.
of
He
them
was-
are.
Yeah. You right, but like I said, bro, I ain't got no quarrels with you about TV, man. I got nothing bad to say about
They
the
did that
guy.
man dirty.
You know what I mean?
Why can't we do that to Ben?
I felt Big got retired.
Why can't we let Ben go?
And I feel Brady should it's certain thing. Once you put that time in,
They earned it.
he earned it, bro. Let him retire as a Patriot.
Hey, Tom Brady's if this was his last year, Tom Brady is that one player in my perspective and in my opinion that when that last second hit, Tom Brady shouldn't have to wait for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
They should be at Tom Brady's locker at the end of the game.
First ballot.
Like he
Easy.
shouldn't even have to wait. Like
Easy, first
you know what,
ballot.
Tom? We already know. Everybody knows you're in. Here's your jacket now. Soon as that game is over, let him get inducted the next year. He means that much to the sport, and he's hated because he is so successful and so dominant, and he's fiery about it. So, but that's not even it. And when I said earlier, I said I had a theory that I thought may happen this year.
What's
and
that?
if it happened, y'all
What's
heard
that?
it here first on Pits and Push.
What's that?
My theory is this. Antonio Brown
No, it's not gonna happen.
and Le'Veon Bell goes to Tampa.
Nah, that's
New York Jets already was flirting with letting him go last year. They was trying to shop him back to Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell, even if AB don't go,
I think
Tom Brady already got good
I think
receivers.
somebody's definitely gonna sign AB, but I don't think it's gonna be Tampa Bay, bro.
Tampa Bay don't need AB. They need a Le'Veon Bell.
They got 2 number 1 receivers.
Right, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. They don't need a
Balls.
receiver.
Balls.
Right, and they got some.
Why they need AB?
They need a lad Bell.
Look, listen,
They need a
listen.
running back.
They got TB12. They ain't bringing that distract. They not gonna sign AB just because of what they trying to do for the 2 years that they got TB, bro.
Yeah, nah, I'm
You know what
I'm
I'm
just
saying?
saying like because only reason why I say that is because Tom Brady was an advocate even after the situation
Oh, yeah.
to the New England Patriots.
Yeah,
like
looking out for him.
I don't
That's
agree
not
with
right.
y'all letting Antonio Brown go, but Lev Bell, you know the Jets was trying to get rid of him last year. They was trying to get him back to Pittsburgh.
I say, come on home, brother.
I do
Come
too.
on back home, Bell.
Hey, listen.
We'll take you, brother.
Take a back seat, Connor, but nah. But listen,
You hating on Calm, man.
I ain't hating on the right.
Hey, Calm, man. I rocks with you, bro.
He's not the answer for us, bro. That's all I'm saying. Like, and I'm not doubting him. He's not the answer for Pittsburgh. He wasn't there.
So, anytime he was given a chance, what has he done?
So Connor does great against teams that we should win against. Connor, in that first year when Lev Bell left, and I was hoping you would say that.
As a running back, as a former running back,
I know this.
that used to run over over the Wilkinsburg guys. Shout out to the Hill District, baby.
I ain't never got trucked by Henry. I'm gonna say that out loud.
As a former running back, I respect Connor's.
I ain't never got trucked by Henry. However, we did lose when he played. But
my government out there, bro.
yeah, I did.
It's all good.
That's because you brought up my hood.
It's all
but listen though. When it comes to Connor, this is the thing that, like I said, besides the injuries, Connor don't take blocks on well. He doesn't block well, right?
Right.
Connor is not a A and B gap. He's not a 1-3 hole. He's not a 2-4 hole. Connor likes to bounce. When it's in the middle, it's a ISO. And it's an I formation. That's when he's hitting the hole. Other than that, Connor ain't thrashing in the middle of the field like that, bro.
I disagree.
And he
with you,
can't
bro.
block.
Listen, bro. You gotta remember, he came out of Pitt over 225 pounds. What you mean he's not a 1-3 gap kind of guy? That's all Pitt runs, bro.
He's not. We was in the ACC, bro.
What
Let's be
you
honest.
mean? It don't matter,
The
bro.
ACC is weak when it comes to football. That's an easy division. We never win.
You still got to score. You still got to run through them holes, bro.
How many times did we win with Pitt when he was there then?
What you mean? That was pretty. That was
They
all.
were good
decent.
when he
That was
won the
decent.
ACC.
I mean, I'm just saying he was decent, bro. Stop knocking the man, bro.
I ain't knocking him. I'm being
I-
honest.
All right, we're gonna get off this. Because as a former running back, I disagree with him.
You act like I wasn't a running back.
I didn't say that. You see how I threw it out there.
You act like I wasn't a running
You
back.
see how I threw it out there. Like you supposed to be a running back too. So yeah,
That's why I'm gonna be honest with you.
since we're on running backs,
Oh man, go
You know-
ahead and tell the people.
you know, the Todd Gurley situation, man. This is the only situation as to where I can lightweight agree with, because we have the unknowns of Gurley's knee or the injury or whatever's going on with him. He hasn't been the same to me since, you know, that stretch they had. Was it last year?
Yeah.
They had to run to the Super Bowl, and those playoffs games, man, it was like, what the hell? What's going on with Gurley? Remember that whole season he was balling.
Yeah.
Then it was like, where'd he go?
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, he gotta be hurt, man.
Yeah. So yeah, that's tough. But one thing the Los Angeles Rams can say is that they didn't know. Todd Gurley had those knee injuries back in Georgia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now it was just crazy how he killed that whole year, and then the Super
Was it
Bowl
both knees or
came.
just one?
It was one. It was one in
You
college.
sure?
It was the left in college, I believe, and then it was the right.
That's what I
And
said.
he injured his knee.
both knees. Yeah.
But Todd Gurley, man, that's crazy. Like, and now he's with the Atlanta Falcons,
Like 1 or 2 years ago, he signed the highest contract.
and he's
for a
only in the
running back.
second year of that contract. I mean, this will be the third.
That's what I'm saying. That's what's so crazy. That's how you. It's more of a business than anything now. You know what I'm saying? It's
that's crazy.
what have you done for me lately type. You could sign that contract and then I could cut you? How, bro?
And that's the crazy part, because this is a 2nd-year deal because Lav is only with the Jets 1 year, and so it's just going into his 3rd year of the deal because he got the deal before Lav because we franchise tag Lav again and Lav left. But then not only him, but Melvin Gordon going to the Broncos.
That too.
So what's the deal with Philip Lindsay? What they do with him?
I think Lindsay the starter. I think Melvin will be like maybe a third
So
down.
you bring Melvin off the bench?
Why not?
Wow.
You got two workhorses, man.
Wow.
Listen. I love Gordon, but Philip Lindsay in that Broncos zone scheme, he's tough, man.
But is that offense going to be the same with Drew Lock after him at quarterback because they let go of Flacco?
Same system.
Hey.
Same play caller.
Man.
But I think Melvin Gordon is more of a slasher.
Yeah.
Lindsay is that scat back, bro.
Hey, listen, man. We'll be here forever, dog. But,
Talking about this, yeah.
Hey, but let me tell you, one that we agreed offset on is how in the world did the Philadelphia... We agree with the Darius Slay pickup.
Yeah,
That was a great pickup because they need a cornerback because Mills was getting burnt. He looked like he need to be at the mill. But, dog, you let go of Malcolm Jenkins because you don't want to pay him like the other safeties are being paid. I don't care how many years he's been in the league. One, you not only take away because he was the plug on that defensive
Tremendous
secondary.
leadership, dog.
That's the part that they missed the most. They don't have that leader in the locker room now. So
and he's like he's the head CBA guy.
I forgot what Players Coalition.
Yeah. You know.
And I mean, and you know what? We can end, and we want definitely. We got a lot of football to talk about, so we can't cover it all now. But what you think about that Teddy Bridgewater to the Carolina Panthers?
You know what? I kind of on the fence about that because Cam has been hurt, and you know, Cam ain't been 100%, but he's a few years removed from league MVP.
Yeah.
I want to say 2, 3, maybe 3 years.
2.
When Cam is healthy, he's one of the best in the league, bro. And you know, like I said, the league is a what have you done for me lately league. It doesn't matter what contract you sign, bro. It's just like it's the modern day. I hate to say it, bro. It's modern day like slavery a little bit because when I don't need you, I just ship you off. You know what I mean? Some people might not agree with me, but look at that. They auction you off back in the day as a slave, like because he's built a certain type of way. Okay, I want him. You know what I mean? Okay, we got Cam. He's doing great right now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Cam's hurt. What is he doing for me now? He's hurt. He ain't doing for me nothing. Come on, let's ship him off somewhere.
And that's
you know what I'm saying?
And that's sad because
I hate to say it like that, and maybe I that's the only thing that came to my mind right now. I hate to use that type of
analogy.
Yeah, but that's the only thing that came to me. You know,
I understand the analogy. I don't think I would have framed it that way, but I understand what you're saying. But that takes me into my last point about it is that Ryan Tannehill was hurt for 2 or 3 years. Ryan Tannehill got the $100 million contract from the Miami Dolphins. Then he gets sent to Tennessee.
Titans. Yeah.
He come in half a season and he does great. Take none away from him. He now walks away with a 4-year deal for $118 million. His second. But yet we got players like Dak who has done great in 3 out of 4 of his years. But yet he's still being franchise tag, and yet people are still beating him up talking about he can't win the big game. Are you serious? This man has done it year after year after year. What more do y'all want from him? But yet this is the league we live in because Ryan Tannehill been hurt. He ain't get pushed to the side. He got sent and got another. But we talking about Cam, who has killed the league for years.
League
Ryan ain't tore the
man.
league up, but 118 mil, 4 years.
It is, man.
Hey, Dak, I'm on your side. I can't stand the Cowboys.
Pay Dak.
Hey, but you need
No.
your money, bro. Real life. And with that,
And on that, we're gonna shoot to the next topic.
let's
Pits
get
and
it.
Push Sports Talk Radio. Welcome back, people. Right now with this segment, we're gonna get into the, the coronavirus and the impact on today's sports, man, and it's bad, man. We got no baseball, no basketball, no
soccer.
football, no sports at all. God
Soccer.
damn, bro.
Golf.
When in your lifetime has that ever occurred?
Never. If it was, unless it was a strike, because that particular sport was striking, and it's never been all sports at the same time. But never, man. I remember when the NHL did their strike, when the MLB did their strike, when the NFL did their strike.
Mm-hmm.
But it ain't never been to a point where every single sport, you talking about college basketball, college men and women, NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB, soccer.
Bro, the Kentucky Derby got canceled.
And I made a joke to you. I don't know if you remember. And we was talking about it, was like, we ain't gonna have nothing to talk about. I said, shit, we can talk about them horses.
Listen, bro, the Kentucky Derby gotta be one of the most bet on sports or events ever, bro. That's canceled until September. I'm gonna go down on a short list for you.
So before you do that, we do want to make this side note clear. We are not taking away the seriousness of the virus.
Not at all.
And we are not excluding and limiting it just to sports. We're
Not at
focused
all.
on the sports because we're a sports talk radio show. We understand the seriousness, and we understand that there are a lot of lives outside of sports that have passed from this, and our prayers and our empathy and sympathy and condolences are with them and their families, and we hope that everyone that is listening to our voices right now is taking the precaution and seriousness of this as well.
Stock up on the
And
necessaries.
are doing everything that they're supposed to be doing to make sure that them and themselves
Wash your hands.
are good and they're not exposed and they're not exposing others.
Disinfect.
With that being said, though, from a sports perspective, it has rocked. It has rocked the entire.
It slowed
sports
everything.
world.
You can't gamble no more. People, some people make they living off of gambling. Some people are professional, gamblers.
Yeah.
They ain't making no money. But at the same token, regular people ain't making no money.
Right.
People's working from home. Some people ain't working at all.
Some people got laid off.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't recall never in my lifetime when a situation has been serious like this, man.
The fact that our restaurants closed early.
At 5. No more than 10 people in a gathering.
Yeah.
You gotta keep your distance, from people, man. That's crazy. And life is all about, enjoying interaction, enjoying people and stuff like that, man.
And this is
tough.
beyond our podcast, but I hope that in this moment, and this ain't I hope they getting right. No, I just hope that people are actually taking this time to utilize it, to look at self. And really, man, to me, when I'm sitting at home and I'm working from home, it's more of a self-reflection of we're literally here. Like, I never would have imagined that I would experience anything like this. And it puts in that perspective that you have to look outside of yourself, and you really have to be more receptive and appreciative for the things that we have in life. Because even in this very moment, like, we joke about not being able to go outside, but we got folks that are losing their jobs because restaurants have to close by a certain time. Therefore, they cut staff. So,
Cutting staff, cutting hours, cutting pay, bro.
man,
It's rough out here right now. All I can say is, man, stack up on the essentials, man. Save as much money as you can. Don't spend no unnecessary money on something you don't need. Check on your elderly.
yeah.
And just keep yourself clean and sanitized, man. This will blow over. It's not gonna blow over, but it'll get better.
Right, this too shall pass.
It'll get better. We've been through worse, man. You know, with like SARS, the bird flu. You know, in our lifetime.
Did they shut down like this though?
Nah, but as a human race, you know, we've been battling viruses
Forever. Well, you know,
every couple 50, 100 years, something tries to destroy us, but we always prevail.
Because they just put in a curfew for Illinois, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, and one other state. Like after 9 p.m., folks can't be in the street. Yeah. So, but in regards to the sports though, bro, like it's just crazy how, you know, the NBA was going to go forward, and you know they were playing games until they found out that Rudy Gobert had the coronavirus, and then they was like, "Wait a minute, this is serious. We knew it was serious, but this hit close to home. This is home now. They were ready to tip off, and the NBA said, "No, that game's canceled."
Now the NBA has over 10 players. I want to say like 14 players.
14. So right now the NBA has 14 players that are positive for the coronavirus. One college game official, one NFL coach, which is Sean Payton, and then one XFL player. Right now that we know so far, and the countless of actors and actresses who may have it, like the Tom Hanks or the Idris Elbas, etc. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, and you know, like I said, all we can do is just do the necessary things we can to be safe, and you know, things will get back on track. But as far as sports, you know, I'm gonna go down some of this list for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, as far as college football, Michigan State, Ohio State, and Notre Dame canceled their spring games, which are huge there.
Wow.
Huge there. They pretty much packed the stadium for their spring game.
Right.
They canceled it. Major League Soccer, they suspended their play for 45 days. The XFL suspended play. The PGA Tour canceled the Players Championship, which is huge, man. The NHL was on pause as well. And then the baseball, they canceled their spring training.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where players get their rhythm and stuff like that, man. So the impact of this, man, so everything's gonna be off. Everybody's gonna be out of sync when it comes back. When everything's get back to normal, everybody's gonna be out of sync, bro.
And you know what didn't stop? The NFL draft. I agree. I like that because you know the NFL draft is still gonna go forward. I don't know if it's still going to be in Las Vegas like it was supposed to, but it's still going to go as planned. It just won't be any fans. There will be no public. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that, man. But it's just tough. It ain't gonna have the same to it.
It ain't gonna, I like hearing, and no disrespect to you Jets fans, y'all ain't never satisfied with y'all draft when the draft happened, man. Every time I hear that JETS and they call y'all player, y'all be looking, they always put the camera on that one person. They like, what? Oh my God! Why? Boo! So I'm gonna miss that because you Jets fans ain't never happy.
All right, I got 2 quick questions for you, man.
Yeah.
If you had to have, with all this going on, if you had to have one sport to watch, what would it be?
That's tough for me because I'm one of those dudes that I actually still watch 9 innings of baseball. And because my Pittsburgh Penguins, you know, we always dominate in Washington.
For sure.
For sure.
Shout out to the Penguins.
We own
4-1-2 all day.
But it'd have to be football, man, because when it comes to a sport that I watch collectively, meaning like I'll go to Pee-wee games and I'll go to a high school game and I'll go to a college game, and I love the NFL, but football is that passion that I watch from the ground up. Baseball I watch from a professional level, but football I follow from the ground up. Like, man, so many good players coming out of the draft this year that I'm excited to see where they land. I know they ain't gonna land with us, but I'm excited to see where the Taylors, the running back from Wisconsin, or the CeeDee Lambs, or the Tua is gonna land, or the Jalen Hurts. I'm excited. Or even my man from LSU, the quarterback from LSU, Joe Burrows. I'm interested to see where he's
Cincinnati. They say Cincinnati.
But
we'll
football
see.
is that sport that, man, it's just always been a passion of mine.
Alright, and if you had to have a sport all year round to watch,
Football.
it would be football as well.
It would be football.
We both football guys. Those were my answer as well.
It would be football. Only because, like, and if you think about it, we kind of actually have it. If you wanna be technical, we kind of actually have it because when the NFL ends, the XFL begins. When the XFL ends, OTAs and training camp begins for the NFL. So we and then not to forget, well, they just canceled it, but the Arena Football League.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had football all year round. We had the Canadian Football League, we had the AFL, we had the Arena Football League, we had the lingerie football joint. You know what I mean? And then the NFL.
I lied too. I do have one more question. Who's your favorite player in the NFL? Since it was 2 NFL questions. All right, so you got to pick one player. You got one player.
Ever? Now?
Right now.
Oh, right now.
Who's one of your favorite guys right now who you got to watch every Sunday, if you could watch every Sunday, or go to every game to watch them? And it don't got to be a Steeler because you're a Steeler fan.
It ain't a Steeler player. It ain't. And wow, man. If I had, and a lot of people may disagree with this, but if I could go and watch a game and I'm not a fan of this team, I love the way Malcolm Jenkins, why I spoke so highly of him earlier, I love the way he studies, he prepares, and he plays the game. And not only on the field, but off the field. You're talking about when you're a safety, because like in baseball, the center fielder is your quarterback. The center fielder in baseball is a person that directs and he tells everybody in the outfield, hey, listen, if that ball is left center, I got it. He tells you, you go, you don't go, you stop, I got it. Malcolm Jenkins is such an enforcer because he's a great tackler.
Right.
He's a solid tackler. He's a good coverer. He covers your running back, your tight ends. I don't care how young or how fast. And he's a great blitzer. He's a blitzer. He reminds me of Steve Atwater. And what I mean by that, when Steve played with the Broncos, and if Steve did a blitz, you notice how in some games, and I hate to call him out, but Mike Hinton for the Steelers. I love Mike Hinton. I love what he does in our nickel package. But when Mike Hinton blitzes and it's a running back, Mike Hinton don't go at that, and I know it's his size, but he don't go at that running back full force. Dog, you got a 20-yard head of steam. You should run through him, or at least make the quarterback uncomfortable and feeling like, oh, I'm about to get sacked. Malcolm Jenkins runs through them. When it comes to blitzing, in my eyes, when I watch him, it's like nobody can stop him when he blitz, and I love that about him.
That's a great pick.
And he's a great leader, man. He's an awesome father. He's an awesome husband. He's that visionary for me as an African American, as a man, that I really love to watch his story because he's a great man on the field, but off the field, like Kobe, he's an even better man. And all of us have flaws when it comes to relationships. And nobody's perfect. But when it comes to that family perspective, regardless of what family is going through, he's solid in that front where it's like, I care less about the game of football. Okay. I care more
that's a good
about my family. I like that dude. And honestly, if we could, sorry Terrell, if we could, I would love
Edmonds.
Sorry Terrell.
He's alright.
Bro.
He just take bad angles.
His angles are horrible.
It's bad angles. He'll get better.
If we can if our secondary can be Malcolm Jenkins and Minka Fitzpatrick, oh Lord.
Yeah, that's tough.
Oh Lord.
But if I had to pick one person today.
Wait, first, well, I already know, then you already said it. Your joint would be football, right? Your favorite football. Okay, right. Football, all right. So, that one player, back at you, one player in today, who you watching?
It gotta be Mahomes, bro. You already know why. He's exciting. He's passionate.
Mm-hmm.
He's a leader.
Yeah.
And he does unorthodox stuff that you don't see from every quarterback other than Lamar Jackson right
And
now.
he's young.
And Deshaun Watson. He's young. Man, he got so much energy with him, man. And he reminds me of my old quarterback, Rasheed Marshall. Shout out to Rasheed Marshall, man. He's just a guy that's so passionate to the game, is detail-oriented, focus on the task at hand, and is a great leader, man. He just reminds me of Rasheed so much, man. And he's mobile.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's exciting, man. And I just think he's the new face of the league. I think it's transitioned from TB12 to this guy, Deshaun Watson.
Did you know
Lamar Jackson?
Did you know that last year, the top 5 quarterbacks in the league,
they are African American.
bro, all except one, Dak, Deshaun, the man out of Baltimore. I don't like saying
That's his name. You gotta respect him.
I don't like
Shout out Lamar Jackson, man. I'm a Steeler fan. I hate the Baltimore. I like Lamar.
Nah, I follow Lamar from Louisville. I was a big fan of Louisville.
Bro.
I was a big fan, and my man Dak, who the Cowboys don't want to pay. But shout out to them, man. But it's crazy how this virus has really shut down the entire United States of America.
Yes, it is.
And the entertainment, like as you stated, that we, on a week or weekend basis, we look forward to
watching that.
because it helps us digress
Right.
from a long week, from a rough day.
Decompress.
Yeah.
Yeah, decompress. It's
Yeah.
like everything just, we chilling, we watching the game,
Yeah.
crack a brewski, chill out.
Take
you
a
know what I mean?
shot.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, and hopefully we get back on track soon. We find a cure for this, or we can stop this by the isolation, man, and we get back to being the USA and doing what we do, man. The home of the free,
Land of the brave.
land of the brave, man.
But y'all gotta, in order for us to get to where we need to be, we really gotta listen and take heed to what we're being told. Like, we really gotta stay in. I mean, granted, we're out now, but guess what? When we leave here, we're going right back home.
HOME.
Nowhere else. So take care of yourselves, man. Take care of your neighbors. Take care of others. Call somebody, check on them, make sure they good.
Especially the elderly.
Like, come on. We this is the time where we gotta look outside of ourselves.
Time to come together, y'all.
Hey, and with that, Pits and Push Sports Talk Radio. And we're back. Hey, listen, episode 3. We said we was coming first. We talked about the free agency moves. We talked the coronavirus. Now we go ahead and jump into the CBA. And what you got for the people, man?
Listen, man, I think the deal was pretty decent, man. Especially for the people who are not the 1%ers like Tom Brady, Russell Westbrook. Like for the practice squad players, for the veteran that's making, the minimum salary. They getting more money. And the practices become shorter, 2.5 hours per practice during the training camp.
Right.
16 padded practices. I think it was good, man. They making more money. They less strict on the marijuana, which has its benefits for some pro players, bro.
Right. So I agree that it has some benefits. I disagree with the fact that it's the best deal for the players. I disagree because they only went up 1% of ownership and revenue. And the only way they get to that from 47 to 48, the only reason they get to that 48.5 is when they go to that 17-game season,
through the TV
they go
deal.
through the media kicker. That's
TV
the only
deal.
way they get to 48.5. Other than that, they are 48. But for me, the owners still make so much more money on them. The owners are still getting more, first of all, the owners shouldn't get money on the jersey sale. They ain't the one out there running. It's their team name, so because of that, they're getting the money. I don't feel like they should touch that. But the season structure, the annual revenue split, I don't feel like the players received the best deal in this. The players' salaries, I agree there. Because immediate increases. It doesn't have to wait.
Yeah.
That means this season,
Right.
immediate increases in minimum salaries. I like that. 1 million minimum salaries by 2029. That's too far out because you know what? 2030 they got to do a new CBA.
Right.
So then that means that 1 million minimum salaries is canceled out. They're going to take that out of the CBA when it comes time to renew it. So that means it's only going to have 1 year for that 1 million minimum salary. That means from your practice squad to your active player. Then any players carry. I just feel like the drug policy was more of a win-win for the players, and I think it carried more of the weight of why they ratified the CBA. I feel that with the league being predominantly 70% African American,
I think that helped push it through as well.
I feel that in this system and what we call a microwave society, I don't think that was a good move. Is marijuana that much more important than their overall protectiveness or the fact that their contracts still aren't guaranteed? I feel that for the NBA and for the MLB to be fully guaranteed and their players aren't walking away with dementia, their players aren't walking away with broken limbs, their players ain't walking away with CBE, their players don't get to experience the type of traumatic body experience that an NHL player or an NFL player experiences. Therefore, I feel like, and I get it, their rosters are smaller, and that's what everybody says. They say the rosters of the NBA and the rosters of the MLB is smaller, but come on, they risk their bodies the most for anything.
Of course.
So that should be guaranteed.
Yeah.
Come on, like
marijuana
won't be my kicker to be like, hey, you know what? Hey, I get the smoke now. They're not going to test me like that. Or if they do, if I'm under 135 grams, I'm good to go. Or 150 grams, I'm good to go.
I don't think they should test them at all. Because what they're putting their bodies through, the health benefits of the marijuana will help offset that.
And that's why I feel like that may be true.
I think they should be prescribed it. I think they should be prescribed marijuana over any opioids.
So you think they should have medical marijuana for that?
Yeah, I think they should prescribe medical marijuana over any opioids that they're using because it has the same effect, bro. Whether depending on the injury, maybe more CBD, more than a THC.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
But for me, it goes to the point. It goes to the perspective of longevity in regards to. I would like the fact that I can walk away from the game
healthy and in your right state of mind.
Maybe not, even if not healthy, but in my right state of mind.
You want to walk away healthy, bro.
Bro, anybody want to walk away healthy, but I think, but for the limitless, I want to at least be able to walk away and be like, I did that. I don't want to walk away and then be 2 weeks later be like, who am I?
Yeah, I feel
Bro,
you, man.
Richard Seyal,
I feel you.
one of the best linebackers in my lifetime.
Junior Seyal.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I said Richard. My bad. That's the New England Patriots. Junior Seyal, one of the best linebackers in my lifetime, killed himself. Come on, man.
CTE.
Come on, man.
You got Mike Webster from the Steelers.
Come on, man. And who was the Wolford, the player from the Steelers that drove his truck into oncoming traffic? Come on, man. Or what's my man that went and killed his girlfriend and then went to the facility of the Kansas City Chiefs and killed himself? Come on, man. Or Aaron Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez was diagnosed to be the youngest and to have the most aggressive CTE than any of the ones that passed before him.
Yeah.
Come on. And you mean to tell me that their contracts can't be guaranteed?
I mean, I feel what you say. I ain't in disagreement with you, bro. I think they worth every bit of every Sunday that we watch them collide doing car crashes with each other.
I think the NFL.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
They go car crashes every time they hit each
Every
other.
day.
I mean, so I agree with what you're saying. As a former football player, I agree with this man saying. I feel that if you said baseball gets their money guaranteed,
Baseball and NBA guaranteed contracts.
gets their money. Ain't no reason why, hell, if I'm subjecting myself to 60 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour car crashes every play, that my money is not guaranteed.
When LeBron signs a contract for $310 million contracts, LeBron sees every penny, even if he doesn't play. Kevin Durant signed that contract with the Brooklyn Nets, and Kevin Durant is still being paid even though he ain't touching the
Speaking
court.
of Kevin Durant, you know he has the virus.
Yeah. Shout out to him. His
You know,
mom
but
is
not to cut off what you're saying, but I feel what you're saying. But
like that just does something for me, bro. Like he ain't touching the court at all this season, and he's still getting paid.
yeah.
Like we got players that are risking their livelihoods, their knees, like not being able to walk. Like forget being able to, like you can't walk, you can't enjoy your grandchildren.
You can't enjoy it, right?
Nah, that does something for me. So I think that this CBA agreement was a microwave agreement that the younger players agreed upon because I feel that they like the drug policy.
I feel that it's a step in the right direction. I'm not gonna say I agree with everything. I like it, and it's a step in the right direction because I feel that as a former player, and for the the younger guys coming up, that I feel that pain management is important.
Yeah, it is.
To where I'm not becoming an addict of this to manage my pain for providing a service for y'all enjoyment.
And I like the fact that they added, I agree with you. And I like the fact that they added for the active day roster, it went from 46 to 48.
Right.
And for the actual roster, it went from 53 to 55. I like that. However, and I like the fact that now there's an immediate increase in minimum salaries, and but the fact that that 1 million minimum salary for 2029 is like like we got y'all.
It's a slap in the face.
Y'all ain't getting that.
Yeah.
Y'all can have that for 1 year, but guess what? Next year, we're taking that out. But, real quick, if you can, give us the pros and cons.
On the marijuana?
Yep.
Okay. So if y'all didn't know, it's two different psychoactive, non-psychoactive ingredients in marijuana. You got the THC and you got the CBD. All right, the CBD is the non-psychoactive part, which helps to reduce inflammation, brings about a calm and relaxed feeling. It reacts with your brain and your body receptors, and it helps to regulate emotions, pain, appetite, and your memory. The THC side is the psychoactive side that generates a feeling of euphoria, lack of focus, and maybe even drowsiness. So, what do you feel is the best component of marijuana for athletes?
The CBD.
No THC at all? Why?
Because it's an impairment. The CBD is not an impairment. The CBD is actually supposed to help them with their pain management, which is what we're hoping that they can help the players with, which is pain management. If the THC is not a pain management for me effectively, but it's an impairment, I want the CBD.
But it helps you to relax.
CBD does as well.
It does, but it's not the same feeling.
And I can get that, but are we more worried about the feeling, or are we worried about the overall effectiveness of what we need?
Well, you kind of want both, bro. You kind of want to mentally relax, right? And you kind of want your physical to relax. You want your body and your mind to relax. So you kind of need both ingredients for it to help. All right. Some of the pros, you got reduced inflammation. You got ease. It helps to ease soreness and pain. It helps to treat muscle spasms. It helps to treat seizures. You know what I mean? And it helps to improve sleep.
Hey man, listen. Today, again, like every other day, was epic, man. We appreciate
As
the
always.
love. We appreciate the support.
Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, listen. Without y'all, ain't no
We ain't
pits and
nothing.
push. So we ask that y'all continue to support us, continue to subscribe, like, and share.
In that order.
Hey, listen. Episode 3 is
In
a
the
wrap.
books.
Let's
It's
get
a
it.
wrap.
Pits and push.
Sports Talk Radio.
Let's get it.